Hello guys, this is Leon. Today I would like to share with you about some procedures of teaching. So here I would like to introduce the concept of pre-course and end course. What are these? So basically, a pre-course is something that we need to do before the course begins, and end course is something we need to do before the course ends. Um, Basically, this part, pre-course, it will help us to um, determine if the student wants to enroll, and the end course will help us to determine whether the student or parents want to renew. So both two procedures are super important because that actually means if you will have the student or have the students for next semester. So if you want to keep your students with you, or if you want to make money, right? Uh, Stay tuned. Pay attention to that. This time we're going to learn more about pre-course. So pre-course is the procedure conducted before the semester starts. And and why do we do that? Is we would like to increase the rate of having the self settled. So every single opportunity needs to be dealt with seriousness. Why that? Because they are rare. Um, as you probably know, Ifan does not do a lot of advertisement to general public. We don't do that on the internet. We don't do that. Well, sort of like we don't do like we don't pay other commercial companies to promote us. We don't do TV commercials. We don't do like newspaper commercial extra. The only way, pretty much the only way we have new students is actually from the referral of our existing student group, or the parents group. Okay, so it's actually word of mouth. And another way, kind of rare, the the minority of the students are actually from cooperation with other teaching institutions, especially offline ones. But we don't have much from this part. So that's why we really pay attention to teachers' repetition, and also we hope you teachers to to feel the same way. As a teacher, what do you need to pay attention to? Actually, three things for pre-course. I summarized for you. So one is a demo class, second one is feedback, and third one will be the schedule. Okay, so I'm going to talk about those three um, factors. So the first one is demo class. First, first things first. Don't mess up with the demo class time. It's the schedule. Very important. If you missed your first lesson, I don't think the parents will, trust you anymore because they will treat you as, someone who is not, you know, respect their effort and time. So be on time and be early for time, and also do not leave your classroom earlier because in this way, students and parents will think like, wow, you promised to stay 30 minutes with me and you only stay here for 25. What's the deal about that, right? So be professional and just stay there. And if you already taught whatever you planned for, um, you can come up with some chat with your student to get to know more about him or her, or ask some questions or even make some jokes, play some games, right? So there are plenty time to plenty things that you can do with your student and try to leave a good impression to your student as possible. And the next thing is, well, use ClassIn and Calendar to double check the time before it starts. If you need to reschedule it, let us know in advance. Okay, and this is important. Request for more information or resources as needed. Um, what do we mean by this one is that you need to proactively request more information in written form, so that will help you to make better judgment. For example, like something will reflect the student's level, like writing an essay the student just wrote recently, or some homework that he recently have done, and probably his teacher also marked on it, and maybe some report card or teacher's feedback or teacher's comments, school teacher, I mean, so that you can have a clear idea who you are going to teach, right? So with all these information, you can use that in your teaching planning. So please ask us if you need anything else other than the email tells you, because the email only gives you some basic information, like students' age, gender, interests, name, and what else, or maybe some notes provided by the mom, some memos, right? But if you want to know something, you need to ask, because I don't know what if you need anything. So be proactive for this matter. Very, very important. Okay. And another thing is prepare according to your best knowledge. That means, first of all, you need to be familiar with the teaching materials that you are going to use for the course. Um, just go through those materials and decide properly. Like if the student have already passed, for example, like book 5, and you decide to assign book 3 of the same series, that's not a good fit, and parents will question about your judgment. They will say they will think like, really, why my kids need to why my kids need to do something that is below or much higher than his or her current level. So that doesn't make any sense, right? So it's very important to make sure that you know what you are teaching, you understand what has been covered in the teacher materials, and I think that's something you need to prepare before walking into the demo class. Okay. Also, you need to take a look at the materials uh, or information you collected from the parents, such as the student's previous um, report cards or homework or writing, right? So that will give you a whole picture about the student's level and academic performance, and it's very updated. So with these all the information you collected, now it's time to provide something in written for feedback. Please fill out the demo class report and course preparation form as soon as possible for fresh memory. And then once the two reports are done, Ifan team can quickly step in and confirm with the parents so that you don't have to wait extra time to have the work started, right? And also that will decrease the risk the parents change their minds, have a second thought, and go to somewhere else. So time is all about the, please fill out the form in time so that we can the team can pick up on there and follow up with the parents. Okay. The second very important thing about the demo class report and the course preparation form is that it requires you to be very specific uh, and detailed about your selection of the teaching materials. Um, you need to tell the parents which teaching material and which level of them are going to be implemented in the course. So I actually give you the questions in the two forms that you can actually write it down. In the first report, demo class report, you can do your give them the first pick, and if the parents are okay with that, that'll be awesome. But if the parent does not like it because they may give you extra information such as, oh, my kid has already has already gone through those materials with another teacher or another school, then there's no point to repeat the content. So in this case, you may want to make adjustment for the material, especially for the first time you teach the student, right? So if that's the case, you can make adjustment in the second form, which is a course preparation form. You can write down, okay, in this for this semester, I'm going to use another set of the materials to teach the student. Please that's the procedure you're going to go through, and I think through this the parents will be well informed what materials are going to be taught throughout the semester. And I'm going to move to the next page. um, so in the two forms, the teacher needs to give very specific and detailed information regarding your opinion and judgment. What I mean by specific and detailed is that you can provide examples to support your idea, and so that the team can verbally explain your idea to the parents. And regarding scheduling, always pay attention to class schedules. You can use Google Calendar and Class in Calendar to stay updated, so that all the accidents will be well, try your best to avoid them. Because if anything like happen to prevent you from taking the class, at least for this lesson you will lose the income, right? So do not mess with time, because professional teachers always stay punctual. Yeah. This is something you will show to the parents, and if you want to earn the respect from them, please, follow the rules. Also, please be aware of the schedule updates and the time zone changes. Try your best to request adjustment before the course begins. so that you will have plenty of time to have it change it and have the peace of mind that you don't have to make additional adjustment. And now I'm going to use Google Calendar to tell you how to check the difference. Okay, so now you have a class schedule in front of you in monthly view. So the first thing is to switch that into schedule, or you can press A. And then you will have the course, every single lesson displayed in front of you. And then you can check all the dates if they are conflict with your scheduled events. For example, if you plan to participate in a holiday trip, and that's not going to happen, right? That's not going to be work out if you need to teach class. So in this case, you can say, oh, I want to, same thing that you can see from here. For December 18th to 25th, teacher Trent would not be available. And also January 1st, it's a holiday season, so we defer all 3 lessons in this area so that the teacher can enjoy the holiday. Same with the students. They also need to spend some time with the family, right? So here you can, oh, sorry. So we need to go back to earlier to the first lesson and click and press A, and then you will see all the lessons listed here, and you can tell which days you probably are not, not good, not good for working, and let us know. And also another important part is that you can tell, you see, in September, also October, the time actually in summer time saving, and starting November it becomes the winter time saving. So the class time is actually changing 1 more hour because the calendar time zone I'm setting right now is using the Beijing time. So that's why if your student is in China, for example, whoever is attending the class in China, the student needs to move his or her schedule 1 hour later. But imagine that you are, but usually we do not change the schedule with the student. We do not ask them to move around their time. We will ask the teacher to move the time accordingly, because the students in China, they are not used to the time zone change. So in this case, the default way of solving the problem is to ask the teacher to move the class either 1 hour later or 1 hour earlier, right? But sometimes the teacher cannot do that. It's a conflict for their daily schedule. But try your best. If that's definitely a no-no, then let us know in the first place before the class starts, so that we can jump in and discuss with the parents if we can make any adjustment. But as early as possible, right? If we do that afterwards, especially like 1 day or 2 days before the lesson begins, before this lesson begins, then the parents will be upset. Like, oh, you're telling me now that the class need to move around? Well, yeah, that sounds a little bit not very professional, right? So we urge you to do that in advance, to check once you have the schedule ready for you. Double check to see if there is any difference, and also keep the time zone change always in your mind, so that you will not get yourself in trouble. Okay, that'll be it. And thank you so much for your time. And I will keep recording other videos to show you the forms and also end course procedures. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good one.